So let's just start with a bit of an explanation on extra pay periods. Now, this is something that might affect you if you run a weekly, fortnightly, or 4-weekly payroll. If you pay monthly, bi-monthly, or quarterly, you never have an extra pay period, and that's because there are always 12 months in a year. But when it does come to these weekly-based pay frequencies, because the number of days in a year doesn't divide into an exact number of weeks, there are some years where you end up with an extra pay period. So in 2025, there are 365 days. If we divide that by 7, we have 52 full weeks and that 1 extra day. And if your usual pay date happens to land on that extra day, that's when you have the extra pay period. So for this year, you'll have an extra pay period if your usual pay date falls on Wednesday, the 31st of December. Now note this is in relation to the usual pay date. If, for example, you normally pay on a Thursday and you were due to pay your staff on Thursday, the 1st of January, 2026, but with that being a public holiday, you're paying them slightly earlier, you don't have an extra pay period. You'd still treat that as being paid on the usual pay date. And there's actually a really simple way to check if you have an extra pay period, and that would be to review your payroll calendar. So I just want to show you that now. So if you're not sure if you've got one, the easiest way to check is to have a look at your 2025 payroll calendar. So here I am in my 2025 payroll. And if I go to company/payroll at the top of the screen, and then come down and click calendar, you'll see within this calendar, I have the period numbers. I then have columns for pay date and bank date, and it is the pay date that determines the tax period. And in my example, my employees are paid every Friday. So you can see at the start of year, period 1 was Friday the 3rd of January. And if I scroll all the way to the bottom, that will then confirm my last period of the year. So in this example, it's going to be period 52, and the pay date is Friday the 26th of December. So that confirms to me that I do not have an extra pay period. I don't have a period 53 in my calendar. And it's really important that you don't manipulate your calendar to try and force a week 53 or to avoid a week 53 if you're supposed to have one. It's only if your usual pay date would have fallen on the 31st of December. So I know that I haven't got one, but let me show you an example of a calendar that does have an extra pay period. So on the screenshot here, you can see I've highlighted a period 53, where the pay date is Wednesday, 31st of December. And if you pay fortnightly, if you have an extra period, it would be period number 27. And if you paid 4-weekly, it would be number 14. And if you have got one, there's nothing that you need to do differently when you come to process it. You would simply set the period in the usual way, but you will then see a pop-up message that tells you that to comply with government legislation, your tax and USC is going to calculate on a week 1 basis. So all of that is handled for you. You don't need to change the tax status or anything in the employee details. And you'd also notice on the pay slips that the tax and USC status will show the W.